Check the feed, LTD 27 giving you exactly what you need. Welcome to the show where the truth never lies. Turn the volume up while we watch the sparks fly. Monday morning coming at you with the heavy hitting vibe. We breaking down the headlines, keeping policy alive. The filters on the lands, no scripts inside their hands. Just a broadcast for the people across the digital land. From the hill to the street, yeah, we digging in the dirt. Searching for the facts, even when the answer's heard. It's a weekday ritual, a digital town square. If you're looking for the comfort, you won't find it here. We that set the agenda, we challenge every view. Bringing more politics straight from us to you. Subs climbing up, yeah, the chat is going wild. Information flowing in a truly gritty style. Run your mouth, let the people hear the sound of Diddy 27, we're the loudest in the town. Run your mouth, break the silence, take a stand. Politics and power in the palm of your hand. Run your mouth, yeah, we're live on the screen. The realest commentary that you've ever seen. Through the comments, yeah, the debate is getting deep. While the mainstream media is falling fast asleep. We're tracking every bill and we're walking every vote, taking every crooked quote and cutting at the throat. It's a YouTube revolution, decentralized and free. Finding what the future of the news is gonna be. From the left to the right to the middle of the room. We're carrying the weight, yeah, we're carrying the load. Don't just sit and listen, get your fingers on the keys. We're bringing down the giants, bringing them to the knees. Weekday warriors assemble for the fight. Shining out a signal in the middle of the night. Run your mouth, let the people hear the sound. 27, we're the loudest in the town. Run your mouth, break the silence, take a stand. Politics and power in the palm of your hand. Run your mouth, yeah, we're live on the screen. The realest commentary that you've ever seen. Hit the like, hit the sub, keep the fire burning bright. Run your mouth every weekday, doing it right. Every 27.
I swear. I gotta make this intro longer. I have got to make the intro longer. Hello. Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am LTeddy27 here today to give you all the news headlines and politics that you need, all of the things that have been going on while you were out at work performing your usual avocations. We here. Chicken, get your chicken here. Chicken, get your chicken here. Hold on, I'm just posting to Bluesky. I already posted in the members only chat. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the members. What's going on, y'all? It is time for us to do what we do on a daily basis. It's that time, y'all. It is that time. How y'all doing today? Y'all all right? How's your Tuesday going? Programming note, it is my week to host the Housewives panel. So we will be here tonight at about 9:30. That's just a programming note. All right. So, yes, we'll be here for all of the things. Let me say hey to y'all. The dossier is dossiering. You know, we got shit to talk about, things to do, and all of that good stuff. So I ain't gonna hold you. Let me say hey to y'all, and then we'll be about ready to get this party started, okay? Hey, DPG, you are first. Crazy homebody girl, Karen. Jocelyn, Tamara, Janae, Bama Girl, Ravine, Half Pin, Universal Goddess, Cha, Cha, Miss Shorty B, D Johnson, Miss Felicia, Tanya, Terrence. Hey everybody, what's going on? Everybody's here. Go ahead and hit the like button, share the video out, do all of the things, okay? Just do all of the things. Because y'all know YouTube ain't doing us no fucking favors. Ain't doing us a goddamn favor at all. So we got to help ourselves. Y'all know we have great we have great programming around here, and a lot of valuable information that people need. So share the video out. Don't be selfish. Put it out there to the masses so that they can come and be a part of what the fuck we got going on, okay? Because we got a lot of good stuff going on over here, okay? Chicken, get your chicken here. At any rate, I think I'm about ready to get this party started. I mean, we have a great feature in our Pride Month feature for today. Great bit of historical information. The video breakdowns are video breakdowning. We got some updates on Stefan and his proclivities. Diddy and his proclivities. Child, I got a story that Carl gave me from the UK. We just got a lot going on today, y'all. We have a lot going on. I don't even know why I got this little bitty ass Yeti cup, knowing this Yeti cup do not hold enough for me. I need to go get the big Yeti cup. Because this little bit right here, I'm going to have to keep pouring something in here. Because this ain't going to get it done, honey. The way this good throat be guzzling over here, honey. The way this throat be guzzling over here. I ain't going to hold you. This ain't going to get it done. Yeah. Oh. All right. So we got a lot of things to do, a lot of things to talk about. Yes, we will do the update on the verdict with the Karmelo Anthony and so forth. We'll do all of the things. Montrez, what's good, bro? What is going on? Hey, Miss Shorty B. Hey, Miss Kiki. Hey, Miss Baythang. All right, go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know y'all ready to get this party started. Because if y'all ready, I'm ready. We got a lot of things to do. A lot of things to talk about. Okay? A lot of things to do. A lot of things to talk about. So we got to make it do what it do and get it in while we can. Get in where you fit in. All right. I got a song stuck in my head, y'all. It will not get out of my head. Yeah. All right, it look like we ready. So let's start off as we do every time in the month of May. It is Pride Month.
That is Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas. Shout out to everybody in the LGBT community. I told my niggas that it need to be more straight niggas, giving love to the gay niggas.
Happy Gay Month, because you know you gay and stuff.
Okay, thank you.
He got your gay balloon because it got all the colors because it's gay.
Okay.
And I got Skittles because it got a rainbow on it.
Okay.
And I got the cookie cake. It says, be who you are for your pride.
Hey, Carl. Hey, girl, woman, don't try me. Hey, Yana. Child, it was raining all morning over here, and I was so mad because I had to go to handle an errand this morning, and I did not want to do it in that rain, but I had to get it done. Be who you are for your pride.
That is Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas. Shout out to everybody in the LGBT community. I told my niggas that it need to be more straight niggas, giving love to the gay niggas.
Happy gay month, cause you know you gay and stuff.
Okay, thank you.
We got your gay
Tyler.
balloon cause it got all the colors cause it's gay.
Okay.
And I got Skittles cause it got a rainbow on it.
Okay.
And I got the cookie cake. It says, be who you are for your pride.
Be who you are. Hey, Lock Queen. Child. Yeah. Be who you are. So today, for our Pride Month feature, I tell y'all, I be learning stuff with y'all because if you think they do a shitty job of giving Black history, you can divide that exponentially with as much history. They give little to no history on the gay community. All they're gonna tell you about is Stonewall riots, and that's it. That's all. They might tell you about Obergefell marriage equality in 2014, and then they're gonna gloss over AIDS epidemic, and that's it. And that's just the overall larger LGBTQ plus community. Baby, you ain't gonna get no history on Black LGBTQ plus people. But I got every day I'm finding new stuff. I'm learning, you're learning, we're all learning. We're all here to make each other better. So I hope you learn from this one. So I know Miss Baythang is here. Hey Tracy C. I know Miss Baythang is here. I ain't gonna tell you. You're gonna find out when it come out, ma'am. I ain't gonna tell you ahead of time. Um, hey Angela. Be who you are for your pride. Y'all notice how hard Ray J say shout out to my gay niggas. Like he be emphasizing the gay part. I be like, dog, you real serious about this thing, ain't you? Anyway, so here's our Pride Month moment of the day. Okay, so I know I talked about Miss Baythang. Hey, Angela. Miss Baythang being in the building. This is the Glide Church in San Francisco. I'm sorry, it's the Glide Memorial Church. That's the name of the church. Glide Memorial Methodist Church. And it has a rich history within the LGBTQ plus community. Just a quick blurb on it. The historic Glide Memorial Church was founded in San Francisco's Tenderloin district in 1929. In 1963, Reverend Cecil Williams, who you see pictured there, transformed Glide from a declining church to a hub of radical change rooted in love, social justice, and LGBTQ plus pride. One of the city's poorest neighborhoods, and renowned leaders such as Mayor London Breed, Shirley Chisholm, Angela Davis, Desmond Tutu, and Oprah Winfrey have turned to this institution as a platform to advocate for progress. Yes, you have all of those people coming to visit the Glide Memorial Church. So, as I said, the Glide Memorial Church in the Tenderloin neighborhood of San Francisco, California, was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1922. The church is historically significant as a space for progressive activism and ministry for the neighborhood's LGBT, Black, and Asian American communities in the 1960s and 70s. Glide Memorial Church was built in 1929. Methodist philanthropist Lizzie Glide, who had long dedicated her time and money toward evangelizing young women, chose the church's site in downtown San Francisco to reach the area's growing population of young working class people. By the 1950s, however, the church struggled to maintain a steady congregation as working professionals moved out of the neighborhood. The congregation dwindled to just 35 people as the neighborhood gained a reputation of crime, drug use, and sex work. In 1963, Reverend Cecil Williams came to the church, and then in 1964 he joined the leadership of Glide Memorial, transforming the church's congregation and mission. Williams, along with his future wife Janice Mir- Mirikitani, and other members of the Glide staff, reoriented the church to serve the most downtrodden members of the Tenderloin district. Perhaps most radically, this included the district's sizable LGBTQ plus community. The church's deep engagement and activism in the LGBTQ plus community was so significant that Dr. Susan Stryker, an LGBT historian, later described the church as the quote midwife of the modern LGBTQ plus movement, end of quote. The Glide Memorial Church continually served as a space for LGBTQ plus activism. Beginning in 1965, the church served as the headquarters of the Council on Religion and the Homosexual, which brought together clergy and gay rights activists. It also provided sponsorship and a gathering space for Vanguard, one of the first gay liberation groups in the country. In the fellowship hall of the church, members of Vanguard hosted dances, organized holiday dinners, published a journal, and organized a sweep in to clean the streets of the Tenderloin district. While not specifically targeted at LGBTQ plus youth, Glide also sponsored housing for runaway youth, many of whom were of the LGBTQ plus community. Glide and its staff were also active in other progressive causes of the era in conjunction with local lawyers, doctors, and civil rights organizations. Excuse me. I apologize. Ooh. I forgot. Oh, let me start back over. In conjunction with the local lawyers, doctors, and civil rights organizations, Glide supported the creation of Citizens Alert in the 1960s. Citizens Alert was a citywide police watchdog program that operated a hotline and support for victims of police brutality and advocated for systemic police reform. Reverend Williams was also a leader of the Community United for Political Prisoners, or CUP, a group started by the Black Panthers to free political prisoners and combat racism in the criminal justice system. At various other times in the church's history, the church supported efforts to create ethnic studies programs, address the incarceration of Japanese Americans during World War II, and in the crack epidemic. What else did I find? Because I found some other stuff about Reverend Williams. So Reverend Williams, who, as you know, was a black minister with a longstanding focus on social justice, um, he and his was the one who decided that in order to gain more membership in the church, he would embrace the surrounding LGBTQ plus community, although he was not LGBTQ plus himself. And this was during a time, you all, when I mean, we talk about now how, the religion or the church community or religious community bump heads with the LGBTQ plus community. This is some 60 plus years ago when he was doing this. And it's such a great story to see this black man that became pastor of this church and was embracing of people who believed that they were children of God had were spiritual and wanted to have a relationship with God, and still acknowledge their queerness and who they were, and that they can be who they were for their pride. I'm just saying. But Reverend Williams became a pioneer in the LGBTQ plus community. All of this happening all the way over on the West Coast, even prior to the legendary Stonewall riots, which is when people think, most people think that the LGBTQ plus community didn't start until the Stonewall riots. There were many things happening all over the country well before those riots. And I know last June we spotlighted several incidents and several situations that highlighted that. But you can do a lot of great research on Reverend Williams. That's Reverend Cecil Williams, and the Glide Memorial Church of San Francisco. And that is our feature, our Pride Month feature. But where I learned something today. Hopefully you did as well. Hey, Complex 613. Hey, LNV. So yeah, I really, really, really was elated to hear about this story. And today being Tuesday, I definitely want to give you all the exhaustive list of all of the elections happening today. So, today in Florida, there are some local elections in Florida. Check your Ballotpedia, check your address in Ballotpedia to see if it's in your area or not. In Georgia, there's a special general runoff election for Georgia State House of Representatives, District 177. If you live in Georgia State House of Representatives, District 177, you have a special general runoff election today. In the great state of Kansas, there's a recall election in Morton County. In Maine, we know we have the statewide primary elections in Maine. So if you live in the in the great state of Maine, you have all over the state. You have general statewide primary, not general elections, but statewide primary elections there. In the state of North Dakota, we know all over the state of North Dakota, you have statewide primary elections there as well. So make sure you get out to vote in North Dakota. In New Jersey, if you live in Newark, New Jersey, there's an election. There's an election runoff for the Newark City General. Okay, so there's a Newark City general election runoff. So if you live in the great city of Newark in New Jersey, make sure you go and exercise your right to vote. In Nevada, where our boy Xavier is, they have their statewide primary elections today in the great state of Nevada. In South Carolina, they have their statewide primary elections as well in the great state of Nevada. I'm sorry, in the great state of South Carolina. So you got Nevada and South Carolina both having statewide primary elections. And those are all of the elections that we have today. We know we have statewide primaries in 4 states, that being Maine, North Dakota, Nevada, and South Carolina. But there are also some other states that have some localized elections in Florida, Georgia, Kansas, and New Jersey. So please, if you have not done so yet, and you're in those areas, get off this live, go exercise your right to vote so that your voice can be heard. All right. Let me get my link dropped. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you our great friend, the late great Larry Myers, to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So long, well, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe
Major sugar spike.
they shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So, we are here, and with us today, we have our senior golf retaliation expert. How are you today, sir?
I am well, sir. I missed the first 10 minutes of the show getting some breaking news.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we are.
We
Here we
all
are.
right, y'all. This shit's crazy. You wouldn't believe, like, if you haven't been following it, you want me to start it or you got it? Let me ask that question first.
I want to. I'm curious to know the breaking news because you know me, I can always get the party started. But I feel like you have breaking news that I
Okay,
may not have
cool,
since you
cool. I got you. Let me go ahead and kick this
I mean,
thing off real
I
quick.
could do the backdrop of the Apache helicopter and stuff.
Yeah, could you get me a
Okay,
backdrop of an Apache? Could you get
okay.
me in a backdrop of an Apache helicopter, please, sir? I'd appreciate that.
Let me find that for you. So, um, what was I about to say? Um, for those of you all who were not who don't follow up on this stuff like me and our senior retaliation correspondent does, we it's always so much going on. It's always so much going the fuck on. But um there was news yesterday, and I did we report on it yesterday or not? I can't remember
We
if we
sure did.
reported on it.
We sure did because this happened.
Okay.
The original incident happened like right as we were coming on air.
Okay, so we did report on it yesterday. I just have to make sure, sometimes, I second guess myself. But so that's a picture of a Apache helicopter right there, just so you can see what it looks like. So we talked about this Apache helicopter um uh, uh, um crashing, you know, and we didn't know how it ended up in the water, and the two people on the Apache helicopter ended up being rescued by an unmanned sea drone. And we were oh yeah, we did, because I said yesterday that, oh, I'm sure this is I have no reason to believe this is not fucking
It's
Iran, because they didn't tell us anything. And anytime the sitcom is slow to tell us what happened to something, we know it's probably Iran. And now we find out that it absolutely was Iran. Your president has now gone and said that, oh, yes, we must respond because we found out that this was shot down by Iran. Now, Iran did come out and kind of say, well,
and that's where the tea starts.
they said, well, at least what I saw earlier, they said, well, we didn't mean it was kind of a mistake. Now, this comes on the heel of, and I'm gonna let you take it over here. This comes on the heels of Iran yesterday saying, by no stretch of the imagination, do you expect us to stay calm and stay, you know, not bombing shit if Israel bombed southern Lebanon. And what the fuck did Benjamin Netanyahu do right after that?
Oh, he
Bomb
blew
the
that shit
fuck
something
out
up.
of just lit their ass up in fucking southern Lebanon. To which Iran comes out and said, we warned you, there will be a response, one that you all are not ready for. Now, I
Hmm.
don't know that that has happened yet, but
No, and not yet.
but now with your president and Keg's breath over there chomping at the bit to respond, and yeah, this is about to get ugly. I'll let you go from there, Terrence.
All right. So remember, y'all, that Apache helicopter, it's basically a flying tank, right? That thing is designed to basically take on a mountain at damn near full speed, and you'll still be able to extract both pilots, right? Remember, I told you guys, airplanes, it's a lot easier for airplanes to evade a shoot down just because of sheer aerodynamics and physics and the fact that they can put on a lot of speed real fast. Helicopters cannot do that. Helicopters, by design, do not put on speed that fast. Now, the Apache is faster than most helicopters, but here's the problem with that. If I'm on a routine patrol, right? Remember, I told you guys, Shahed drones, you can't see those on radar as clearly sometimes as you see a ballistic missile, just because of backscatter, ground clutter. Hell, it may be flying low to the water, but this particular Shahed drone
Hey, Sonera.
made contact with that Apache helicopter. That's why we had an Apache in the water.
Hey,
The
Aquarius. Wait. Why do we have it in the water?
the Apache went into the water because a Shahed drone ran into it.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
wasn't not, and to me, I was like, okay, that thing got shot down. Apaches don't just go down over water like that. Something happened, right? And I was just waiting to see where the other shoe dropped and fell to. So we go from that to a Shahed drone accidentally ran into the side of a an Apache helicopter. Not uncommon when you have cluttered airspace. If you cannot deconflict your airspace, you are going to have accidents. And basically, what this was, um, you remember like mid last year, about this time last year, we had that helicopter accident at DCA, and then we kept having near misses everywhere. This is
Hmm.
akin to that same problem. That Shahed drone was doing its thing, and so was that so was that Apache, and they met by accident. Now, the two pilots were rescued, and they were rescued by a sea drone. El
Hey,
Teddy, can
Sherry.
you pull that picture of that sea drone that I sent you, if you can, sir?
Hold on. Give me a second.
Yes, sir. So I'll talk about what you're pulling up right now. So what El Teddy's pulling up right now, y'all, is part of a mission package that goes into some of the littoral class combat ships, also known as an LCS, also known as a little crappy ship. It's an aluminum hulled vessel, so technically it's great for mine sweeping because it can't set off a magnetic mine because aluminum is not magnetic, right? So what they did is this boat that you're looking at right here gets launched out the back of a LCS or the back of another ship that is filling that mine warfare capability. So what ends up happening is it takes this ship 2 hours to traverse the Straits of Hormuz on the Omani side of the Straits of Hormuz. And that ship located them and gave them refuge so that they weren't bobbing around in the water, so that they weren't at risk of drowning. Okay. Now, the only reason that that ship is able to do that is because it was pre-positioned as the United States tries to clear shipping lanes of potential mines. If those two gentlemen, if that sea drone had not been there, the combat search and rescue would have taken a lot longer and been a lot more dangerous. We saw what happened in Iran earlier in the year, or earlier in the year when they went to go rescue that one pilot. They went to rescue that one pilot, and we destroyed two special mission C-130s and multiple special mission helicopters trying to get that one guy out. sea. It's a little bit easier at sea because we can come in with helicopters. But if these guys, these, and not only that, but they're in the water. So when you hit the water in your survival vest, you have what's known as a sea dye packet, pin flares, and a large smoke device that emits a different color smoke so that it can be seen by aircraft. You also have GPS locators on these pilots. Now, the problem with that is that when these signals broadcast, these emergency signals broadcast, they don't broadcast on a secure comms at all times. Especially in the open water, they're gonna blast everything on the UHF emergency frequency, which can be heard by everybody.
I also have breaking news.
Oh, well, let's go. Who's shooting?
We are, according to CENTCOM,
Oh,
the U.S. military has launched self defense strikes against Iran at
hmm,
5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The strikes come at the direction of your president in response to yesterday's downing of a U.S. Army Apache helicopter. And that's according to CENTCOM.
that happened a lot faster than I thought it would. I thought it would
They
take them to
said,
until at
and
least I thought this wouldn't happen until we were at least off the air.
And according to them, they said, quote, the mission is a proportional response to unjustified Iranian aggression, end of quote.
Mm, right. Now let's talk about this unjustified Iranian aggression again. So remember, y'all, the Straits of Hormuz is not international waters. No matter how much people want to claim it's international waters, it's just not. It just can't be, just because of the lack of space in the straits. Okay. So 12 miles, 12 miles. You have 12 miles from your coastline to into the middle of the ocean. Once you're in the middle of the ocean, past that 12 miles at 12.1, 12.2, 12.0001, you would be in international waters. That doesn't happen there. The waters in the Straits of Hormuz, uh, they're overlapping. You have Omani waters and you have Iranian waters, right? So could you accidentally drift into Iranian waters? Absolutely. It's not hard to do. They could 100% drift into Iranian airspace without even really batting an eyelash. Now, the fact that it got hit by a Shahed drone, unless it was one of those drones like Hezbollah is using, where it's got that where it's fiber optically guided, I don't think that's a thing that happened. I don't think that that was a direct attack, a direct and intentional attack. I think that drone was on its way to go do some business and it got lucky. Unfortunately for those pilots, that drone found a target
Um,
because the alternative is too scary to think about for American planners. And that's for damn sure. Because the alternative is that they now have ways to guide these Shahed drones during terminal attack.
I think that's what's happening. Let me tell you,
That that is going to keep some people up late at night.
here's my geopolitical rationale on this. Now, here we started off this goddamn war. Iran really wasn't on anybody's except for Benjamin Netanyahu's radar. GCC countries were booming with tourism. Fucking the Saudis still had a chokehold on OPEC and oil production. Nobody's having any issues, right? We started this war, and let's be clear, we are nowhere near the end. We are dead smack somewhere in the middle, right?
Hmm?
We started this war with Iran in one position. Iran, no matter what happens from here on out, is exponentially stronger than they were when this started. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's not paying attention down in sitcom or within the Joint Chiefs or whatever, but there is military strategy going on with Iran, right? You got Iran. Now, follow me, Terrence. Follow me, class. You have Iran over here to the west, right? I mean, to the east. Watch me form this triangle here. Their closest allies are Hezbollah, which are to the north.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been firing on Israel just like Iran had.
Mm-hmm.
But what started back up yesterday? The Houthis, who are also aligned with them, and they are in the southwest. And so now you have this beautiful triangle engulfing Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, we spoke just yesterday about the unimaginable capabilities of the Hezbollah up to the north, to which we did not have any preparation for or are not prepared for. We've already seen that Iran is about that life and has capabilities we did not know that they had. Now, what's going to happen when we find out that the Houthis have been over there just waiting and biding their time to unsheath what the fuck they have going on? Meanwhile, across town, I told you yesterday when they rained down those waves and waves of ballistic missiles, that was to further diminish our stockpile of interceptors because these people are smart and strategic. So I'm just looking at this as a non-military person. I'm just a civilian. I'm just a guy who watches geopolitics, who studies foreign policy and foreign affairs. And I see this Bermuda Triangle that they now have Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israelis right in the middle of. And I think Benjamin Netanyahu and his hubris is going to get them fucked up because there is no end to this anytime in the near future. As a matter of fact, we've seen at the drop of a dime, this shit will escalate real fast, and all they have to do is wait them out. Oh, you gonna bomb
Mm-hmm.
us? Okay, well, we'll be here waiting.
Absolutely. And the fact that they have not figured this shit out yet. Like we did the exact same thing when we targeted Iran. We had a triangle. Remember, I pointed out our triangle where we had a carrier in the Mediterranean, a carrier in the Red Sea, and a carrier in the Arabian Sea. Being that we had that triangle and that triangle was working, we were firing off and they couldn't stop anything coming in. Right? Because why? Because now you've got to triangulate. You
Hey,
got three
Cajun.
positions you got to triangulate where fire is coming from. That's a lot. It's usually done by computers, but usually that's a lot, especially when you've got a super saturation of the target area, which is exactly what we had at the beginning of this thing. We had a super saturation of the target areas. So you really can't track it, right? And then what had happened on the other side when Iran started fighting back and
Hey,
Hezbollah started
Tawana.
fighting back and the Houthis started fighting back and Hamas started fighting back?
Hey, Savon.
You overwhelm Israel's defenses,
Hey, Tacos and
right?
Tequila.
So we're trading blows
Oh, I'm sorry.
with
Tracy says she needs the map. I'm sorry. Let me get my Google
nope,
Earth map. Hold on.
all good. Yeah, yeah.
Give me a second. Go ahead. Keep talking. I got to get the
No, no,
Google Earth map for the people.
yes, sir. So basically, y'all, what's happening is that with all of these with all of these groups surrounding Israel at this point, mind you, all of these groups which were absolutely not firing ballistic missiles at Israel except for the Houthis until this point, up until the start of this war, Israel was being left the fuck alone. Up until October 7th, Israel was being left the fuck alone by these other groups. Israel is the ones who kept punching. They kept, hey, this is a defensive strike. Hey, this is a defensive strike. Until they went full blown genocidal war in Gaza, razed that to the ground. Want to do the same thing in southern Lebanon because this is something else that people don't really talk about. Northern Israel is basically empty because of
Let
the
me give
issues that they had.
this triangle. Here's the triangle I'm talking about. Lebanon is up here to the north, right? That's Lebanon. You got Iran over here with Tehran over here, but a lot of stuff is happening from this southwestern area of over this Persian Gulf right here. So a lot is happening in this area, but Tehran is right there. And then you have Lebanon to the north of Israel. Israel's about right here. Israel is right here. That's Israel, right? But you got Lebanon to the north. You have the Houthis in Yemen to the south. You have Iran to the west. I'm sorry, to the east. So what that means is that means that you are basically surrounded by people who have the capability to touch you and fuck you up while you are actively depleting your stockpiles of interceptors.
Hmm. Yep. And that's exactly how it's going to happen.
Hey,
Is
Candy Bell.
Iran, again, y'all, Iran does not need to win this war. They just need to survive. And right now, they're going to survive. Okay. This week's this
They're
week's
gonna do
taco
more than
moment
survive,
is,
Terrence. They're gonna make
oh, they're going
money
to
off
survive and
of
they're going to
this
come out on
shit.
top.
They're gonna be
Hmm.
making money off of this shit perpetually.
And over fist. And over fist. And just remember, we had yesterday, we were trying to figure out what the taco moment was going to be.
Hmm.
Well, turns out we were both wrong on
Oh,
what the flavor of taco was going to
well,
be.
let me get
The
the part
flavor
that I
of,
was right about. I was right about one part
okay.
yesterday. Hey, Shay,
Hmm.
remember yesterday I said that probably what was going on was they were saying one thing out loud, but doing another
Hmm.
thing behind the scenes. I said that on this
Hmm.
platform
You did.
yesterday.
Yes,
Sure
sir, you did.
enough, what the fuck comes out today when Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump were on the phone, even though Trump had put on Truth Social and talked to a couple publications saying, oh, Iran and Israel have to stop this, and I'm in control, and they have to stop bombing each other and so forth. We learned today that Bibi
Hmm.
Netanyahu and Trump talked, and Trump told him, well, I guess it's okay to go ahead and retaliate, since you're just retaliating from them bombing you. And I was like, there it is. Well, you're right
Well,
as
that's
much as
that's
I
chicken
am.
taco number. That's chicken taco number one. Would you like to hear what's inside the Mexi melt?
Oh, what's inside of there?
Well, sir, the Mexi melt actually has zero conditions anymore. There are no more hard lines, and that was from the felon in chief this morning. He was asked, "What were your hard lines? What were the ones that you like? They need to come at you with this or else." He said, "Well, I really don't have any. I really don't have any." So we've gone from unconditional surrender, give me your nuclear dust, to I'll blow up the bridges and end your society, to just give me the nuclear dust and stop shooting. To hey, can y'all kind of stop shooting, please? This is getting old and I'm getting bored of it. To well, I don't have any real condition. I know we got a deal that should be done in about 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days. So inside the Mexi melt is a whole bunch of bitch assness
Mm,
because he backed all the way down 37 times. He has said we are almost out of deal. We are on deal time number 38 right now as we speak, where he said we're 2 to 3 days, 2 weeks. We'll have a deal in 2 weeks.
right.
We'll have a deal in about 2 days, 2 to 3 days.
Nobody believes him.
And Nobody believes you, sir. We didn't believe you when you said when you came into that race, and I still don't understand how you won this race other than racism. But you said on stage in front of people who paid money to be there, you said, I have concepts of a plan, and it is showing that you indeed do not even have concepts of a fucking.
Here's the other scary part for me, Terrence, and this goes to some of the stuff we look at and talk about when we do our video breakdowns. The young men and women, unfortunately, that we have that are entering the military are not as mentally capable as some have been in the past. You've seen there's already been studies and reports, scientific studies and reports in education
Hmm.
circles as well as in scientific circles saying that Gen Z and Gen Alpha are the first two generations that are not smarter than the generations before them. Every generation generally comes out being smarter than the generation before them, and more having more intellectual capabilities. And those are the first two generations that is not the case. And that's already had several scientific studies and backing and reports about that. And the point that I'm making
Hmm.
is, as much as we talk about the foibles and all of the mishaps that are going on, and a lot of it, well, not a lot of it, it has to go to the top. But let's be clear, Keg's breath isn't the one pressing buttons and putting in coordinates. The Joint
Hmm.
Chiefs are not the ones that are actually in front of computers and machines that do this. So there's a scary level of, dare I say the word, to some degree, incompetence in some of the rank and file that is going not spoken about.
I'll tell you.
Now I could be wrong.
I'm
Maybe
really,
my assessment there is wrong. Maybe I'm wrong for saying that. But again,
you're not. You're not. I'm gonna tell you why you're not when you're done. And I really gotta ask you, I gotta ask you and really be for a favor on this one, because I need y'all to break that down for us. What is leading to these kids being, I'm gonna call it what it is, to us having our kids being stupider than we were. Like we did a
there's
lot
a
of dumb
lot,
shit, but it seems like these kids seem like they just do dumb shit for the fun of it now. Like we
there's a
did dumb
lot
shit
going
and
on.
did not realize we were doing dumb shit until we got snatched up by our auntie, uncle, or older cousin and told, hey, that's fucking stupid. And then we corrected. Now, what I'm seeing is with this generation of children is that when they get corrected, they take it as a direct attack and then they fight back instead of just, hey, let me look at what the fuck I did. Let me listen to what this old person is telling me.
I'm gonna tell
Like,
you
I
how this
get it. Our
started.
generation did that too. Our generation did that too. Not even gonna sit here and trip. Not even gonna sit here and try to play like we were the good kids. Our generation did that too. But our generation did something else that this generation refuses to do. When we did realize we were wrong, we doubled back to that parent or that elder and said, hey, you know what? You were right. This shit came back to bite me in my ass. What else can you teach me? Not this generation.
I think
And in my industry, in the defense industry, I'll tell you this, my guy, it is very apparent when I'm literally going over a specification with somebody, trying to make sure that they understand what they're doing so that they don't fuck up $1 million asset. And the words are there. I'm speaking plain English. They are not ESL. They are not special needs. And we've even got pictures
well,
and
no, no, no.
cartoons on how to do some of
I
this
have an
stuff.
answer to your question. I have an answer to your question. Well,
Okay, cool. I would love to hear that, sir.
this starts at 2001 with Nickelby, No Child Left Behind. That's what I call Nickelby.
Yeah.
It starts there, and then you had the proliferation of it. Now, this gonna come out harsh for some people, with parents,
Oh yeah, 100%.
with
See it.
parents
Hell, even
who
half-ass, even half-ass
who
done it.
there became this expectation. of there was a time in education where when a parent was called to a parent teacher conference, that child had to go through a gauntlet because the teacher was going to call out all of the things the child did wrong. The parent was then going to back that teacher up and say, I know I didn't send you to school to do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. Now, when you go to a parent teacher conference, the teacher goes on the gauntlet. They're the ones that are berated as if they have done
Hmm.
something wrong, even with documentation. Parent is cussing them out. Meanwhile, the child sitting in the back just waiting for the parents to handle it for them, still having no accountability, still never having to answer it. The other thing is parents have now shifted to expecting technology to do all of the educating of their child. They figure, oh, you ain't get it in school, you'll get it on the internet. These children cannot read, and that's not hyperbolic. That's not, they cannot read. They can't, so they are expecting stuff to be force fed to them, read to them. They're expecting all of that. So when you have the government saying no child left behind, meaning a teacher cannot fail a student, coupled with parents saying you better not so much as say boo at my child or tell my or correct my child, much less fail my child, and that child is pretty much safeguarded, protected, given this balm of protection from the time they enter school until they graduate. They end up never being prepared for the workforce or for adulthood, and so they never learned the skill of metacognition to know how they learn metacognition. They never learned to grapple with something that's hard and being forced to figure it out on their own. They've never learned the things that they excel at. They've never learned how to even shore up their weaknesses. Because even if at any point you might have said, oh, I'm not good in English, but you still had to go and be and shore that up well enough so that you could be functional in that area. Or if you say, I'm not good at math, you at least had to be not a mathematician, but shore up your skills in that area so that you can be functional. And now all of that is lost. All of that is lost. And let's be clear, there's been a semblance of that in every generation. Now it is much more
Worse.
yeah, it's much worse now. And there's no critical thinking skills. Remember, you don't have to critical think if all you have to do is go to your device and it will do all of the critical thinking skill. So that muscle memory or that building up the muscle of figuring out things critically or being able to rightly divide things critically, they never built that up because they have expectation that there's always going to be something or someone that gets them out of that. So when you translate that to being in the workforce, and in this case, because if you're in the military, that's your job. When that translates to the workforce, and your job is to be in charge of highly expensive things, or your job is to press the button that could cost the lives of hundreds or thousands of people, and you have this in the hands of people that can't even wash their clothes for themselves, much less
Or their
critically think
bodies,
like that.
or their bodies. Let's be very
You
clear
know,
about that.
that
They
is
don't
a
all they don't
scary.
have the best hygiene either. I've been deployed with that generation, and it smelled bad. Trust me.
And here's the other thing. The other thing coupled with that, there the military is not a prerequisite for things that it used to be. For example, you don't have to have you don't have to be in the military. Like back in the day, there was expectation if you were going to be in Congress or you were going to be a politician, they wanted you to have some military, on your
Hmm.
background and things like that. It was a great, resume builder. Now there's the look that okay, I don't need any of that, and I can get to the highest of levels, which means that the students that can critically think, the students that do have the intellectual wherewithal to do that, to do the job, they're just choosing not to go there because they're not going to put themselves in harm's way, looking at someone's futile or participating in someone's futile war for no fucking reason. We watched it all during all of these wars in the early 2000s after 9/11.
Hmm.
So
Participated in it
it's a bevy of
even.
things that have added to this, but I just think that that's a lot that's not being talked about, and we are rightfully putting a lot of criticism on the people who got us in this. Keg's breath, Donald John, General Kane, Bibi Netanyahu. But I think what escapes is the conversation about the uh, 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 um, the rank and file, who are just, we're gonna be honest, not where it was intellectually in the past.
They're not. And to put it to you like this, in the industry that I work in, they were literally discussing putting some of our processes and having it made into a no more than minute and a half to 3 minute TikTok style video. And we were going to have all of our processes like that so that people could understand them better, faster, and make adjustments to whatever they're doing. Now, El Teddy, I'm going to tell you this. Ask me in the industry that I work in, whether it's the active duty component or the civilian side, ask me if I've ever seen somebody intentionally cut a corner because they knew the exact right thing to do, but it wasn't in the pub, but we made mission and nobody was ever in danger. Ask me if I've ever done that, or ask me if I've ever seen that done.
Yeah, but that means, but it's just like they say, when you're an
Right.
expert at
And the
something,
difference
you
is
know the rules well enough to break them.
to know right now. Put that with I want you to put it like this. In the military, when my generation of the military got out, they got rid of us because they said we were too old, we didn't want to change. And they're right. There was a lot of us that were too old and didn't want to change. However, when you got rid of all of that, you got rid of decades upon decades, upon centuries, upon millennia of lived experience doing the job. Okay, because let's be clear. Let's be very clear. A lot of the troubleshooting processes for the helicopter that I worked on were not in the pub. They were not in the pub. They weren't even written down anywhere. This helicopter was a Vietnam era helicopter, and we made it. And that bitch never dropped a mission because we knew how to make it work. We knew, okay, this is the issue we're having. Okay, the book doesn't cover this. We know what to do already. Hey, remove this, take that off, take that over there, pressure wash it, bring it back, stick it back in, light it, it'll go. I'm talking about doing wholesale before we fly an infiltration mission. Talk about doing a wholesale in the cockpit. The bird is turning, having an avionics man run out
I'm mad,
to the
Cybera, that
spinning
you beat me
aircraft
to my
and replace it.
breaking news. I'm mad, Cybera beat me to my breaking news.
Oh yeah, they're gonna respond to that. We already knew that though.
But yeah, we did know that. We did.
Iran ain't fucking off. Iran ain't fucking off. But to put a bow on this one, dude, you can't get rid of that much experience and expect some shit not to break. In the decade following me getting out of the the Marine Corps was dropping aircraft and making smoking holes in the ground like it was their job.
Well, we
It
see
was
this happening
disgusting and
in
it was
the
scary.
we see this happening in the federal government now, all over the place. And
Mhm.
now we have the crumbling of our country because we have incompetence at the helm of the federal government, the dumbing down of people in positions to do the right thing.
Yep. And I would just like to give some credit to my prediction that we might be actively shooting at each other again on or
We
before
said by Wednesday. We
the
said
14th.
we no, we
We did.
literally said before we come live on Wednesday, some shit is going to
They would
happen.
be shooting at
Did
it.
we not?
And they would be shooting at each other. And they would be
Yep.
shooting at each other.
Yesterday we got on here and we said before we come live Wednesday on Twitch, they will be with the fuck shit. And here we are. Sir, you
Mm-hmm.
have any predictions for tomorrow? Because
Brother, listen,
we have no
Iran
predictions at
told
this
y'all leave
point.
us alone. Iran told y'all leave us alone. Iran, during the first stages of the war, hit two desalinization plants in Kuwait. They also knew that the United States has been launching attacks from Ali al Salam in Kuwait. That led the Iranians to try to run a commando mission in Kuwait. So now what I see getting ready to happen is Kuwait's about to lose either a desalinization plant
I was about to say that all of the
or
GCC
all of
countries
them.
need to be afraid. All of the GCC countries need to
Hmm.
be on guard.
They should. They
On
damn sure
guard. They,
should.
they need to be
I
afraid.
hope that drone. I hope them drone nets is up. Hope them drone nets is up. But here's the bad news: a drone net can't stop a short range ballistic missile. It just can't. So good luck. Good luck, as my
We'll
granny
be
used to say. You made your bed. Now lie in it.
we'll be here tomorrow to
Yes, sir.
dear God. I'm not making
It's
any
comical at this
predictions.
point,
I am stopping predictions because this stuff gets scary.
bro. We need to
But here
start
we
playing
are.
Kalshi. I swear to God. When as
I
much as
think
we're
that
right, we should be making money off of this.
we should be making good money. Good money. Uh 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 My only prediction, here's my prediction. My prediction is I think yes, Iran is going to retaliate, but I got a small suspicion that one, the GCC countries better be on red alert, threat level red.
They better be.
Two,
They better be.
the Houthis will enter the fray more than they have, and there's my prediction.
I say the
Well,
Houthis hit. The Houthis are going to hit Israel. The Houthis will hit Israel no later than Thursday.
here we are, sir. We'll be back again tomorrow, y'all. You can't go nowhere and get expert coverage like this. You don't get this from nowhere because people seem to think that this has nothing to do with their lives. We already told y'all by the 4th of July we will be over $5 a gallon. We already told y'all all of this shit is going to have us over $5 a gallon by 4th of July. And then after 4th of July, shit is really going to hit the fan because our oil reserves will start to diminish then.
Tank
Sir,
bottom is what it's called.
sir, we thank you for your expertise. We'll be back tomorrow, y'all. Same time, same place. I'm not going nowhere. I'm just saying to give you all more coverage. Hopefully, no, I'm gonna stop saying I hope it's a slow day because every time I say I hope it's a slow day,
Yep.
shit just gets out of control. I hope the shit is out of order tomorrow. I hope just everything blowing up. Now that may give us a slow day. Lord,
All
thank you, sir. Thank
right,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
You too. Ladies and
Bye
gentlemen,
bye.
that is our senior golf retaliation expert, Terrence. We thank him for his daily expertise and for him providing us with coverage that you can't get nowhere else. Okay? Can't get this kind of stuff nowhere else. And then there's this. And then there's this. All right, so let's get to it. Here we are. Now, if y'all have noticed, I have not covered this. I covered it way back when it initially happened. I'm talking I covered when the initial incident happened. We covered it, but then after that, I was like, mm-mm. I knew this was going to go down a road. I said, nope, 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 nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Um, so, um, if you were not aware, there is a verdict in the Carmelo Anthony trial where he was on trial for first degree murder of Austin Metcalf. And this all took place yesterday of last year. Um, there was a guilty verdict announced today. This case has blown up um, and gotten national attention with people outraged. Um, I am not going to say that I am numb to this stuff because I don't ever want to get to the point where I am numb to things. I will say that it does not get any easier. I will say that America is still being America. We knew at the moment when there was an all white jury, we knew immediately. It's already come out that there were shenanigans with jury selection. We knew it was pretty predestined at that point that this was going to happen. Uh, uh, it was predestined at that point that this was going to happen. Um, Based on the judge, this young man could spend the rest of his life behind the bars. It's all dependent on the judge. It all truly depends on sentencing. Hmm. It's all depending on sentencing. Um, like I said, I am not. This is what this country does. I should remind you, this is in the great state of Texas, where the attorney general who's running for Senate had a man accused of sexually assaulting, convicted of sexually assaulting a child under the age of 10. And Ken Paxton had this white man's sentence to only 30 days and then got him out of jail after less than a week. We know that black children are always seen as being adults no matter how old they are. White children, the children descended from the Caucasus Mountains, have the opportunity and ability to live out the fullness of their childhood. However, black boys and girls never get to do that. We're always seen as the big bad monsters. Black little girls are objectified and not allowed to be girls and sexualized and not allowed to live out the fullness of being a child and a girl, which is why you see so much rape of little black girls and so much objectifying of little black girls. Black boys are seen as big, brute, thuggish monsters that are nothing more than killing machines and never allowed to live out the fullness of their childhood. At the moment that we know that there was an all-white jury, the verdict was cemented. Hmm. 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 Now he faces up to life in prison. He faces up to life in prison. Um, I don't know. I don't know this judge. I do not know. Um, I do not know what the judge, who he is, or his background. If I'm being honest with you all, I do not see this. I do not see this ending well. I do not. I do not. I don't see this ending well. Um, I again, this is the trial that has gotten public notoriety. The unfortunate thing about is this is happening every day. This is happening every single day to our black children. And when people tell me that they don't care about things like voting, they don't care about politics, they don't care about the government, they pretty much cement that we will continue to have this level of injustice. As angry as I am at the criminal justice system, I am equally angry at the politicians that allow this to be in place. And then on top of that, I am exponentially angry at those people who sit back and say that there's no reason for us to be involved in politics. There's no reason for us to vote. There's no reason for us to do anything because it doesn't change anything. If we if we continue with that, then we might as well chuck our hands up and say, well, just go ahead and just kill us all. Give them what they want. Just go ahead and take us all out. Why don't we? And the sad part is, it's always the faithful few that stand and fight for the masses. It's always the faithful few that stand up and fight for the masses. And those in the masses end up having all of these expectations of their hands out, and they have not joined the faithful few. And as sad as I am for Carmelo Anthony, I'm more sad for the hundreds, if not thousands, of other names of black boys and girls in a similar situation whose names we do not know, who are not having their name plastered all over social media. And that same child's life is forever changed, and the family of that child is forever rocked. And so when people be in my inbox about, oh, you go too hard on the Democrats, you damn right I'm gonna go hard on these bastards. Because when these bastards had a chance to do criminal justice reform, to do police reform, to do a voting rights act. They did nothing. They did nothing. They did nothing. And at this point, if you're angry, you need to have righteous indignation. You need to have righteous indignation. Just as angry as you are, and all of these millions of people that will be making social media posts from now until the next big story comes, I want all of those very same people to have the righteous indignation enough to say, we have to get rid of, because this is the great state of Texas. There are more black people living in Texas than any other state in the country. There are more black people living in Texas than any other state in the country. And as angry as you are, we have to stand up and prove that we're angry, because I don't want you to tell me that you're angry. What I need is righteous indignation. That's what's needed here. We have to get beyond the, oh, I'm angry, but I'm still not going to do anything about it. What are you going to do? How are we going to move the needle? Because this is the great state of Texas where this will continue to happen until you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I ain't gonna hold you. People get real passionate, got all of these things to say, but what are you gonna do about it? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Hey, Texas, shall we pull the numbers of registered voters that came out to vote in March 2 months ago? Shall we pull the numbers? See, I ain't with all of this screaming, hollering, and yelling that people finna do, and they finna be all angry. What are you going to fucking do about it? Who you gonna put in place? Because y'all love to put people in place that's gonna sit on their hands and not do anything. Who are you voting out of office, and who are you putting in office to represent you? That's a real question. And for my people of Hispanic and Latinx descent, what are you gonna do? Because let's be clear. Also, we did the story in the great state of Texas about a month or two ago, where the police and ICE agents murdered that Latino boy when they ran their car into his car and said, "Oh, he tried to hit us." And then the thing, video comes out. We did the story here and found out that the boy wasn't doing anything, and they murdered him. And yet you're quiet. See, everybody wants to, it's real easy to click the button, go on social media, rant, rave, all of a sudden want to talk about politics when it's convenient now, and none of these people wanted to talk about it when it was time to do the primaries. Nobody wants to talk about it when it's time to go and do things that are going to help situations like this and effectuate change. Nobody wants to talk about hey, did you vote for circuit court judge? Did you vote for district attorney? Did you vote for attorney general? Did you vote for these people who are directly responsible for things like this happening? I'm just going to be honest with you. Because everybody's angry today. Everybody's upset today. And will you be angry when I'm here on a Tuesday calling out the fact that your respective state has a primary that day? Are you going to show me anger then? That's where I want your anger to come out. I want you even more angry when it's time to go and vote. Because guess what? You got district attorneys that are involved here. You got judges that are some appointed and some elected, though, and even those that are appointed by people you elected. We got all of this in place. But everybody's going to have a hot take today. Everybody's going to want to scream the obvious that we know that there's a racism, but nobody wants to go in the face of racism and try to change this. I told y'all a few weeks back, we are in the post-Reconstruction era, a second version of the post-Reconstruction era that brought in Jim Crow. And there were people who lived during that time that never saw the civil rights era. They just had to sit in it and live in it and hope, pray, and believe that the people coming after them would be the beneficiaries of this. I'm going to venture to tell you, hey Harold, let's talk since we're here. Since we're the fuck here, let's talk about it. Because in the same way white people tried to tell us, no, I said the post-Reconstruction era, Xavier. Just in the same way white people tried to tell us that racism was over after the 2008 election because Barack Obama was elected, black people believed the same thing. They thought it was over. Nothing to see here. We good now. Everything's gravy. And forgetting freedom has a price. There's a price to pay for freedom. And you know what black voter turnout did? At every election cycle since Barack Obama, it's fallen. Every election cycle after 2008 has seen black voter turnout fall every single election cycle. And then you wonder how we get back here. We want to get angry about them cutting out black voting districts when, if we're going to be honest, we cut them out ourselves when we stopped going to vote. We cut out our own fucking representation by not going out and doing what we need to do to make sure that our voices are heard. We did that before the Supreme Court did what they did. We did that. We did. We absolutely did. So I am angry, but I'm going to come up here and channel my anger into making sure that I can be a voice to keep my people informed, be a voice to say, hey, look out for this. Hey, this is happening. Hey, this is what we need to do. Hey, this is an opportunity for us to do this. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to work with and for campaigns in my area, work with and for people trying to do the right thing and get elected, so that I can be a voice for change. And we all can do our part. But the anger that we have right now, I want us to sit in that anger. I tell, I used to tell students all the time when they used to get mad or angry about something that didn't go right for them. I say, sit there, sit in it, sit in it, sit in your disappointment, sit in your anger, take in the fullness of your anger, your disappointment, your rage. Sit in it. And why do I always say sit in it? I tell them to sit in it because you need to know with the fullness of your emotions and senses what it feels like so that you can remind yourself what that felt like, what it sounded like, what it tasted like, what it looked like, what it smelled like, and never want to go back there again. When you get that angry to a point where you say, yeah, 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 I'm not going I'm not going back down here no more. You gotta get angry to the point where you say, that shit hurt. That shit disappointed me. That shit had me enraged. And guess what the fuck I'm not gonna do? I'm not going back down that road no more. No, 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 no. Anytime I lapse or anytime I get tired or apathetic or anything, I have to remind myself what that shit felt like so I can say, nope, I'm not going down that road no more. Nope. Um, I'm not gonna do that no more. I don't want to feel that no more. Nope. Whenever I think shit can't get no worse, let me remind myself of what the shit felt like before. So because I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to be there no more. I don't want to go through that no more. I don't want to go through that anymore. And then we can get better. But some things we're gonna have to sit with. To remind us, unfortunately, because this is not a fair, life ain't fair, and this country ain't fair, and this country is not just. So there can't be a true justice system if we don't have a just country to begin with. There's no true justice when the fabric on which the justice system is sewn and built is unjust, is racism, slavery, white supremacy. It's never going to be just. And any justice that we get or that we've gotten, we have to snatch it. We have to take hold of it. We have to snatch that bitch, choke it out, and drag it with us. Any justice we get, we got to snatch that bitch, choke her out, and take that bitch with us. Otherwise, she ain't coming on her own. Justice is not coming on her own. I'm sorry. So we take our anger and we snatch that bitch, choke her ass out, and drag her ass with us, whether or not she wants to come along. That's what we got to do. That's my commentary on the Carmelo Anthony verdict. In other sugar spiky news, well, then there's this. In a Somali referee for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the fuck is this? Why is this noise? Oh shit! These commercials they have on these articles, God, Lord, I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? A Somali referee for the 2026 FIFA World Cup was denied entry into the United States over the weekend due to vetting concerns, according to U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. The referee arrived at Miami International Airport from Istanbul on Saturday, and, quote, underwent additional inspection, a routine part of CBP's inspection process when officers need to verify information or determine admissibility. End of quote, according to a CBP spokesperson. The referee was then determined to be inadmissible due to vetting concerns and was denied entry. Now, Somalia is included in your president's travel ban, which placed restrictions on several countries. However, he had received a favorable visa. He had already received a favorable visa, but when Customs and Border Patrol did their additional inspection, they then deemed, yeah, you're from Somalia. We don't want no parts of you. Now, his name is Omar Artan. He's the only Somali referee selected for the 2026 World Cup. And FIFA says he's one of their top referees. What do we expect? I got this story from Carl. Shout out to Carl. Because the fuck shit ain't just over here, it's even over there with Carl. Now, there's this organization called For Women Scotland. Now, For Women Scotland sued sued the country of Scotland. They sued them because they believed that sex, the definition of male and female should be only male and female, and there shouldn't be any, no trans, no non-binary, no none of that. Only male and female. So it went all the way to the UK Supreme Court. Okay, so this was and challenged this discrimination law. In the judgment, the UK Supreme Court held that the term sex in the UK Equal Treatment Act refers to a person's biological sex at the time of birth, to the inclusion of the sex acquired by transsexual persons through gender recognition. European law is referred to only in a very limited manner. The lengthy judgment raised numerous questions. So the Supreme Court ruled that there was already a law on the books called the UK Equal Treatment Act, and that the word sex, when it refers to sex there, refers to biological sex at the time of birth. Now, there's a different law. There's an EU law that's different, okay? That says the opposite. In relation to the EU law, one of these questions is whether EU non-discrimination law is based on a binary understanding of the concept of sex, and what role indirect sex discrimination could play for transsexual people under the Supreme Court's narrow understanding of sex. In 2012, Krista Tobler co-authored a report on the position of, among others, transsexual persons under EU non-discrimination law under the then existing case law of European Court for Justice for the European Equality Law Network. She also wrote 2 reports on discrimination, indirect discrimination. What they found is that what the UK Supreme Court is saying, that they are just going male, female, whatever you are at birth. So the law, the UK Equal Treatment Act law, applies to birth sexes, whereas the EU law applies to the sex that you identify with, the sex that the person identifies with. And so For Women Scotland fought to eliminate that disclaimer allowing for the basis of sex to be based on how the person identifies in terms of gender identity. They wanted it to be draconian, transphobic, and harmful to the trans community, where they could say, "Oh no, the Equal Treatment Act refers to a person's biological sex," meaning that all trans people are removed from protection under UK law from the Equal Treatment Act, UK Equal Treatment Act, and so therefore they can have their civil rights infringed upon. It ain't just here, y'all. They doing it everywhere. In our last story of the day, well, you should get ready for this. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not our last story of the day. I'm sorry. Not our last sugar spike story of the day. Greg Bavino, you know this guy right here, the guy that was over Customs and Border Patrol, the guy who was at the helm of CBP when they murdered Megan. I keep wanting to call that woman Megan Good. When they murdered the woman and the man, God, Alex Preddy and oh God, I can't think of the woman's first. I keep wanting to say Megan Good. It'll come to me. But Renee Good, that's her name. Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Remember, he was the leader. He was at commander at large of CBP when all of that was going down, and ended up resigning under a blaze of infamy and embarrassment. Well, he says he's considering running for president in 2028. He launched an exploratory committee. He launched a website through his exploratory committee that you can go to, bovino2028.com. I'm sure you all will be hyped up about him. We were just talking about voting, right? Remember, we had pictures of him walking down the streets of Minnesota in Nazi Gestapo style coats and shit to intimidate the citizens of Minnesota. Here we are. When you go to the website, I went there. It says House of Bavino, men fight back. That's right at the front of the website. That's what you see. Y'all think I'm lying? Here we go. Bavino2028.com, right there. Bavino for president. House of Bavino, men fight back. This is what the fuck we got going on. Sure, y'all will be voting for him. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Here we are. Just in case y'all thought I was making this shit up, you can't make this shit up. In other sugar spiky news, well, and a little bit of good news, a judge, a U.S. federal judge has struck down the $100,000 fee that President Donald John imposed on H-1B visas for highly skilled foreign workers, concluding that it constituted an unlawful tax that Congress never authorized. U.S. District Judge Leo Sorokin issued the ruling in Boston on Monday in a lawsuit filed by 20 Democratic state attorneys general challenging the fee Trump announced in September, which dramatically raised the cost of obtaining H-1B visas. The H-1B visa program offers 65,000 visas annually, with another 20,000 visas for workers with advanced degrees approved for 3 to 6 years. Employers seeking a visa for a foreign worker before Trump's proclamation typically paid about $2,000 to $5,000 in fees, depending on various factors. Trump increased it from that $2,000 to $5,000 fee to $100,000. That's per person. The judge said, "Yeah, we ain't going for that shit." Nah, bruh. Get that out of here. Of course, you know they will be appealing that to the Supreme Court. We'll monitor the situation. It's time for our video breakdown, which is quickly becoming so many people's favorite segment. I know this is Tracy W's favorite segment. Okay? I know this is Tracy W's favorite segment. It's time for our video breakdowns. Let's see what my algorithm has in store for us today. Shall we? Oh, no, we ain't there yet. I'm sorry. I'm doing video breakdown. I'm going to the next story, God. Here's our first video breakdown.
So my buddy the other day told me that he thinks he's bi. Like, he's only ever been with women, but he's thinking of exploring his sexuality this month, and he's been thinking about it. And I told him he should wait till July because this is their month. Like, these are the professionals out there. Like, they're going to turn you out. You're not going to tap kiss a man this month. You're going to get your back blown out. Like, June is the Olympics of gay. Like, no one's missing jump shots. This isn't college. There's no dabbling. This is the NB gay. Welcome to the league. They're not taking jump shots. They're going straight to the hole for an and one. And not an and one like a foul. An and one as in there's another guy there and you're going to get double teamed.
I'm here. I don't see any lies told. Like, this ain't the month to be playing around. We about that life this month. Baby, you will get your whole ass back blown out and womb plunged. I'm just saying. Fuck around and find out. Talk about you want to dabble over here this month. No, this ain't the month to do it. Wait till after 4th of July. I'm just saying. Chah. Wait till after 4th of July. Here's our next video breakdown.
I don't know how y'all eat y'all collard green. What y'all like them big with the stems in them or what? But we don't like them like that over here. This the technique right here. This my mama y'all seeing right now cutting these greens. Mom, why you cut them so small?
I don't like humps.
You don't like the humps in them?
No, I don't. And all them stems either.
Yeah, I don't like no stem either. When I see stem, I think they come out the can. How about you?
Exactly.
This is the first time in my life I've seen angel hair greens. Like, all you need now is some, some tomato sauce, and you go ahead and make you some spaghetti. Oh, I'm about to sit here eating no damn coleslaw greens. Make them big, make them right. Bye.
Like, who makes greens like that? Like, who? That's the first time I had ever seen that. Like, and she over there getting it in. And she over there trying to justify that shit. I think we all sitting there looking like, man, what the fuck? And if you cook them too long, that shit gonna all turn to mush, okay? If you cook them too long, it's just gonna all be green mush at the bottom of the goddamn pot. I don't know what she making, Harold. I don't know what that mess is. That's a mess. And they was over there proud about it too, Harold. They was proud about their little coleslaw greens. Girl, that's why you can't let everybody cook for you. I'm just saying. We can't let everybody cook for us. Because then you get that kind of foolishness. I'm just saying. Yeah, she was over there like I was like, man, what are you doing? I was like, man, what are you doing over there? What are you doing? Girl, and she was over there, yeah, because I don't like humps in my greens. If you got stems, that mean it come out the can. Girl, what? Some people like the stems. Like my uncle, he likes the stems. He loves the stems in his greens. Here's our next video breakdown.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Bad Design. Naming any business daddies is already a bit of a risk. Really need to watch your signage, people. Of course, sometimes we have to assume that signage is completely intentional. Also, if anyone knows the name of this business. Out of interest. This one, however, I feel bad for. Analog Barber doesn't look great when you're passing by and happen to glance up. Gentlemen, And finally, just a quick reminder that spell check will not catch a mistake if what you've written is in fact a word.
And then there's that. Anal Barber was wild, though. Here's our next video breakdown.
Ladies, it's 30 days to Father's Day, and your man only wants one thing. So get your Father's Day survival kit from Sugar Splash and lock in.
I want y'all to know this is an actual commercial on Instagram. This ain't like some made up video. This is a legit company selling this shit and have actual real commercials on Instagram. Hey, Instagram, why the fuck would y'all think I want this shit? I'm not with that freaky ass shit. I'm a child of the king. I'm as pure as the driven snow. Mama over there doing like neck, exercises and shit. Like, how does this shit end up in my algorithm? I'm gonna play it again. This is an actual real commercial on Instagram.
Ladies, it's 30 days to Father's Day, and your man only wants one thing. So get your Father's Day survival kit from Sugar Splash and lock in.
I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Here's our last video breakdown.
A whole new world. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where to go or say we're only dreaming. Okay, bye. See? What a very nice voice. Basic.
Now, this is a lady whose Instagram, she teaches people that are in China how to speak English the right way. And so sometimes she used song. Baby, the way she was singing, I gotta hear that again. Baby, that's gonna be stuck in my head. Just like be who you are for your pride. That's how you go fuck. People ain't even in the ground yet. We still ain't even did the fuel for Peebo, and you fucking up this man's song. One more time.
A whole new world. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where to go or say we're only dreaming. Okay, bye. See? What a very nice voice. Basic.
People ain't even in the goddamn ground yet. Y'all fucking this man's song up. Those were our video breakdowns for the day. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed them. I did. Well, Xavier boyfriend in his head is in the news. Stefan, the judge said, miss me with that shit. We need the truth. So he is being ordered to explain how he knows Christopher Griffith. He told the judge that, oh, that's just an acquaintance. And the judge said, nah, bitch, I ain't buying it. Now, TMZ said that they got the court documents. And the judge ruled on a series of discovery disputes in this case. And he was like, yeah, you keep denying that you know this man. You keep saying, oh, that's just an acquaintance of mine. I don't really know him. The judge said, I ain't buying it. Bitch, I need to know what y'all got going the fuck on. Don't hand me that shit. Bitch, you was over there jacking your dick in front of this man. I'm just saying. You know it's a problem. You know we ain't even seen all the discovery yet. But if the judge is out here basically saying, nigga, stop lying to me. You know that man way more than just an acquaintance. That means there's some shit up in there, Stefan, that the judge is saying, yeah, miss me with the fuck shit. I'm just saying, Stefan, just come out and be who you are for your pride. I mean, the judge said, baby, we ain't got this type of time, Stefan. Stop lying to us. That's what he said. That's what the TMZ said, the court document said. Which means that it's some shit in there that proves you probably got the back gate access to the Rainbow Coalition compound over there in the woods back there. You know that dark wooded area in the back corner of the compound? It's it's a back gate entrance back there. That's where all of the undercovers and DLs and stuff. It's a log cabin in those deep woods too, back there too. For the log cabin gays. I mean, I'm just saying. Right. You say he's just a friend. Girl, oh baby, Chris, he got what you need. Child. Right, Xavier's right there, Stefan. You ain't gotta assault nobody. Child. Grr. We'll monitor the situation and see what comes out. But I think some fuck shit finna come out in this case. You might want to settle this, Stefan. Just Stefan. What that tells me is you need to go ahead and settle this if you want to keep your business, because your tea about to get out. Your slip about to start showing, honey. And your tea about to get out. You might as well settle this before we get to this trial and we have to see all of it. I'm just saying. Diddy has another case. So, yeah. According to TMZ, this time he has sexual assault allegations from a man who claims that when he was a minor, Diddy assaulted him sexually under the guise of helping his acting career. Now, TMZ always got all of the court documents. Baby, they done paid off every clerk of the courts around the country and around the world, baby. So they said that they done seen the court documents and a man suing Diddy going under the name John Doe said he was already a working child actor when invited to a Hollywood Hills party in 2007 as a networking event. He said that's when he met Diddy. The man says Diddy invited him to talk in a private room about career opportunities. Once alone, the man claims Diddy was rubbing on parts of his body, working his way down before he allegedly performed oral sex on the man while also pleasuring himself. The man claims he told Diddy the situation was making him uncomfortable before the oral sex even began. When he was done, I guess he finished, dear Lord, he claimed Diddy said he would keep him in mind for possible opportunities before leaving the room and left him by himself. Wait a minute. So you let him get all the way to the point of finishing. I'm not sure if that involves ejaculation or not, but he finished according to the court documents. And then he said, I'll keep you in mind, honey. All right, I'm done with you. I'll keep you in mind. The man says he was in shock. And he says he left the party shortly after. He's suing Diddy and also some agents who he claims had a duty to protect him from dangers like this. So he's suing Diddy and his agents. Oh dear God. Lord. Now, Diddy's representation came right out and said, quote, the allegations from this so-called nameless child actor are false and ridiculous. He's just another hater in a long list of people trying to get in on the money gravy train, encouraged by personal injury lawyers. Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, and that includes any child. These allegations will be disproved like all the rest, end of quote. First of all, I don't want anybody representing me being that a lawyer, publicist, manager who uses the term hater. I want my people representing me to be professional. And professionalism to me is not my publicist, agent, management team, legal team talking about somebody's a quote, another hater. End of quote. Baby, that's not the language and vernacular that I need you to use when you're representing me and I'm paying you. I'm just saying. I'm trying to, where's Tracy when we need her? Tracy, we need the lawsuit so we can try to get down to try to figure out who this was. Do the man say who, does he give any context clues like, you know, how old he was at the time? Or how old he is now? Does he tell us, you know, what movies or TV shows he was in? You know, any context clues? I'm trying to figure. I don't know. Well, he said this happened in the Hollywood Hills at a party in Hollywood Hills, but I don't necessarily know. They don't say what state it's in. Yeah, I don't see what state it's in. Let me check one more. Because this don't say what state it's in. But I'm not, you out here talking about you John Doe, and now we all curious to see who the fuck you is. You might as well just come out and say it, because we gonna figure it out. Let's be clear. We gonna figure it out. We know Diddy got a type. Yeah, I looked at another source, Tracy. The other source don't tell us what state this in either. It just says that the situation happened in Hollywood Hills. So it might be over in California. Who knows? Anyway, but if Tracy find it, we might go through it tomorrow, see if we can figure out who this is, who it is. Diddy, I don't know what to tell you, sir. You're vile. You're vile. You're a monster. In our last story of the day, Tom Brady wants you to go see him to get some good nut. I ain't gonna hold you. This is his new brand of coconut water that he's calling Good Nut. And Tom Brady wants you to come out and see him and get some good nut from him. Anybody going over to see Tom Brady for some good nut? His brand of coconut water? Anybody? Somebody? Everybody? You know, the people be claiming he's so fine as a white man. He ain't cute to me at all. Tom Brady ain't never looked good to me. Antonia, don't look at me. I ain't got nothing to do with it. That's his brand of coconut water. You know, if you drink coconut water, go ahead and give Tom a try. He say he got good nut for you. I ain't gonna hold you. It might be good. That's what I'm saying, Harold. It damn sure won't be from his white ass. I ain't gonna hold you. But he said go ahead and see him if you need some good nut. Good nut from Tom Brady. Call him if you need him. Antonia says she'll pass, and that came from Antonia. Harold said he don't want none of that fuck shit. Just saying. You know, you can mix it with some stuff. You know, a lot of people like coconut water. You know, you use it. Some people use it in their food. Some people use it as a chaser. You know what I'm saying? Miss Shorty B said, keep your nuts, sir. His wife did leave, so it can't be too good. His wife did leave. I ain't gonna hold you. Child. Baby, I don't know. That's the dossier for today. Listen, I ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? I don't have a damn thing to do with it. I'm just here reporting on the story. I'm just here reporting on the stories. Remember, we will be here tonight around 9:30. We'll be here tonight at around 9:30 for those of you that want to come around here for our Real Housewives of Atlanta panel. Come back around at 9:30 and see us for the panel. Also, in addition to the panel, we'll be on Twitch tomorrow at our regular time on Twitch, 5 o'clock tomorrow on Twitch. So, you know, we won't be on YouTube tomorrow. We'll be on Twitch. So come back tomorrow on Twitch. But come back tonight, if you can, 9:30 for the panel. All right? As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged. They're much appreciated. We going over to really being. And I'll see some of you all later. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.